Welcome to Barbara's Bulletin, the podcast where we dive into the latest news and current events from around the world. We are starting off today with a significant development in French politics. Marine Le Pen, the leader of the far-right National Rally Party, is awaiting a crucial court verdict that could determine her eligibility to run for president in next year's election. The verdict is expected to be announced soon, and it's being closely watched by politicians and citizens alike. Le Pen is facing charges related to her use of European Parliament funds, and if she's found guilty, she could be barred from running for public office for several years. This would be a significant blow to her presidential ambitions, as well as to her party's chances of winning the election. But even if Le Pen is unable to run, her party has a potential backup plan in the form of Jordan Bardella, a younger and more moderate politician who has been gaining prominence within the National Rally. Bardella has been making waves with his economic liberal views and his ability to connect with a broader range of voters. The uncertainty surrounding Le Pen's candidacy has sparked a lot of debate and speculation about the future of French politics. Some analysts believe that a Le Pen presidency could mark a significant shift to the right in France, while others argue that Bardella's more moderate approach could help the National Rally appeal to a wider range of voters. As we wait for the court's verdict, one thing is clear: the outcome will have major implications for French politics and the future of the National Rally Party. We'll be keeping a close eye on this story and bringing you updates as more information becomes available. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. We're diving into the latest developments in the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine. Reports have emerged that President Trump held separate calls with Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to discuss a potential end to the war, which has now entered its fifth year. According to sources, the calls took place amidst increased tensions in the region, including a recent Ukrainian attack on Crimea that left one person dead and two injured. The attack has been seen as part of Ukraine's efforts to isolate the Russian-held peninsula, which was illegally annexed by Moscow in 2014. In a statement, Zelensky revealed that he spoke with President Trump about the situation along the front line, stating that there is a real prospect of ending the war and that America's determination will be crucial. The two leaders have agreed to continue their conversation in person during the upcoming NATO summit in Ankara. Meanwhile, the Kremlin has described the phone call between Putin and President Trump as constructive, with Putin congratulating the American people on the 250th anniversary of their independence. Putin reportedly emphasized Russia's preference for a diplomatic settlement to the conflict, provided that its fundamental positions are taken into account. However, it's worth noting that Kyiv and its European allies have been accused by Putin of betting on prolonging and escalating the conflict. The Russian leader also claimed that his armed forces are confidently advancing and liberating Ukrainian settlements, including the stronghold of Kostiantynivka. Nevertheless, Ukraine's general staff has denied this claim, stating that the city remains under Ukrainian control. As the situation continues to unfold, it's essential to consider multiple perspectives and strive for a balanced understanding of the complex issues at play. The international community remains hopeful that a peaceful resolution can be achieved, but the path forward is likely to be fraught with challenges. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. As we wrap up today's show, I'd like to bring your attention to a couple of international stories that have been making headlines. Firstly, in Africa, there's been a report of violence against foreigners in South Africa, but also a developing story out of Nigeria where two Nigerian Air Force jets collided during an airshow rehearsal. However, our focus shifts to Eastern Europe and the Balkans for the final segment. In Albania, we have Prime Minister Edi Rama facing protests over a major development project that includes luxury resorts along the coastline, including on the uninhabited island of Sazan. Among the investors involved is Jared Kushner, U.S. President Donald Trump's son-in-law, through his investment company Affinity Partners. The plans have sparked what has been dubbed the Flamingo Revolution, due to the potential environmental impact on the area, which is home to a significant population of flamingos and other wildlife. Prime Minister Rama has defended the project, emphasizing its economic benefits for Albania, including attracting foreign direct investment and boosting tourism, which already accounts for a substantial portion of the country's GDP. However, critics argue that the development prioritizes foreign investors' interests over those of Albanian citizens and could lead to the privatization of public spaces. Rama has denied these accusations, stating that there is no plan to privatize public space and that changes made to local laws regarding protected areas are within European standards. He also believes that part of the criticism stems from opposition to President Trump and his family's business dealings, suggesting that Albania has become a stage for anti-Trump sentiments. As the situation in Albania continues to unfold, it raises important questions about sustainable development, environmental conservation, and the balance between economic growth and public interest. The European Commission has expressed concerns over nature conservation in Albania, which could impact the country's EU accession talks. The protests highlight the complexities of development projects, especially those involving high-profile international investors, and the need for transparency and public engagement in decision-making processes. As we follow this story and others like it around the world, it's crucial to consider all perspectives and strive for a nuanced understanding of the issues at play. That's all for today's Barbara's Bulletin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay engaged.